Well now, pull up that creaky rocker. Honey, mind the splinters and let me pour us some sweet tea. The sun setting soft over the cornfields, just like it did back in '43 when I was knee-high to a grasshopper. My name's Eleanor May Whitaker, though most folks round these parts just call me Nellie. I've lived in this old farmhouse near Mill Creek, Kentucky, my whole 92 years. Well, 93 come November, but who's countin'? Now, I reckon you're wondering why I'm smiling like I've got a secret tucked in my apron pocket. It's 'cause I do, and it's about my Henry. Henry wasn't much to look at, skinny as a fence post, hair the color of straw after harvest, and hands that shook something fierce from work in the coal mines up in Harlan. But oh, that boy had a heart big enough to hold the whole holler. We met at the church picnic when I was 16. He dropped his peach cobbler right at my feet, and instead of fussin', he just looked up with those soft brown eyes and said, "Guess the cobbler wanted to meet you more than I did." We married 2 years later, in that same white clapboard church with the crooked steeple. Mama cried. Daddy just nodded and shook Henry's hand so hard I thought his bones rattle loose. But Henry never flinched. He worked double shifts, saved every penny, and bought this very house with cash crisp bills folded neat in a tobacco tin. Life wasn't easy. We lost our first baby, little Ruthie, to the fever when she was just 3 months old. I thought my heart would crack clean in two. But Henry, he sat with me on the porch swing every night for a month, holding my hand, sayin' nothin', just letting the crickets sing our grief into the dark. That's when I learned love ain't always in the grand words. Sometimes it's in the quiet sittin'. Then came the war. Henry shipped out in '44. I got his letters thin as onion skin, smudged with dirt and hope. He wrote about the stars over France looking just like ours, and how he kept a photo of me tucked in his boot, said it kept his feet warm. He came home different, quieter, jumpier, but still my Henry. We had 2 more babies, built a chicken coop, planted a magnolia that still blooms every spring like it's celebrating something. He taught our boys to fish with cane poles, and our girls to whistle through a blade of grass. And every Sunday, without fail, he'd bring me a wildflower, daisy, clover, even a stubborn dandelion if that's all he could find, and tuck it behind my ear. He passed on a Tuesday in '89, heart just gave out. But here's the secret I promised you, Henry's still with me in the way the morning light hits the kitchen table, just so, in the smell of rain on dry earth, in the laugh of my great-grandbaby that sounds just like his. Love don't die, child. It just changes shape. Now, you finish that tea before it gets warm. And if you're ever feelin' lost, you come sit on this porch. The wind'll tell you stories same as it told me. All you gotta do is listen.